Only 6:30 and I am thoroughly getting tuckered. I don't know, can you notice a difference? I cut some more trees. Maybe we'll get an angle where we can notice a difference. Sun's a bit low. See? Sorry about that. I did get some wood chips laid here, but that was earlier, like in the week. I am still thinking I'd like this to just be a great big potting and planting out bench. That'd be nice. And then let's go on in and see where things are. Not much changed up here, I feel like. Most of the change was, so we got this is the same, watered it quite a bit. This is the same. That's from down the cliff to kill some seeds. Oh yeah. There's quite a bit more visible now. I tried to cut this little guy. Didn't work. I did get one of the seed-bearing, these suckers called Tree of Heaven that are terrible. I did get one of those cut to just like a 3-foot stump. I'd like to confirm what this white flowering thing is. I'm like 90% sure it's native. I thought it was clearweed, but I'm not convinced anymore now that I'm seeing it flowering. So that is a huge bit of progress, and I'll post the videos about getting the getting everything done down there first, and then I'll do this one. I got a big old pile of wood chips there. Hopefully get them raked in a bit. That actually was hefting that big old container up over the fence was not easy. Yeah. The porch is pretty much my potting up zone currently. And it is definitely just a very busy workstation right now. It's not really terribly usable as a porch. Got a few wood chips in there because I had dumped some soil in there. I noticed I have like 5 apples. I thought I only had like 2. This is looking nice. I still only just have, well, I don't know, did I take a video yesterday? I think it just got dark and I hadn't videoed. I did relocate one raspberry yesterday, and I've got a lot of pots I'm watering in. These 2 pots I suspect these 2 stacked ones that are cascading the water, I suspect might be the tayberry and blackberry thornless that I planted down the hill 2 years ago. Apparently that's a much more harsh environment than I give it credit for down there. I'm gonna have to start getting out the post hole digger and getting holes dug. I think I want to have these draping over my walkway so that as they fruit, they'll be real easy to get to. That's clearly had some wilt. Rather than have them way up there, where this is where I just wood chipped in along here today, is just a deer path. So, whoa, I think that I know they're getting munched a lot more than they need to, but it seems like they're making a comeback right now. This one is actually already spread a bit back, so that's great. Kind of hoping I'll still have a thornless blackberry and a thornless tayberry, but you know, if they weren't that much, I can purchase them again if need be. yeah, so I did try to go down that way. I slid a bit. I discovered that there is poison ivy growing up the back of the oak again, so I guess I'm going to have to either get gloves and try and yank it, or get poison and try not to hit the oak too hard. I did get another close look at the split in the trunk, and it is healing over again, which is wild, because it's a vertical split in the trunk that goes from there to there. And it looks like that happened once on the other side of the tree, too. I am sending this grape up the oak on purpose in hopes that that will get the oak branches kind of like tied up should they start to drop more heavily, because as you can see, there is some crown die-off. These are two very dead branches there, for example, and there's a couple more further up that are harder to see from here. And then this fence is, of course, the native mulberry that I planted, which, if it roots thoroughly enough, hopefully will be a soil stabilizer for me. And I've got, well, I had a bunch of, what are these called? Haha, milkweeds planted up in there, and I guess they didn't take or something. Got quite a few here. I was hoping that those would root. Maybe they need damper soil, because that is some of the drier areas. So we don't see this corner too often, so that was a pretty thorough overview. And we'll just, so you can see the fire pit from here. That's where we just were. And if you've watched the earlier video, there's a stairwell in the beginnings. And so just to see how big the garden is again, panning over my messy porch, panning back over the retainer wall. Okay. That being over there. We'll just walk through it real quick and you'll see the other end. And there's the street again. My property line is here with the wood chips. And yeah, sunchoke, asparagus. That really is it. That's the entirety of the space. It just looks so much more because of how intensively I manage it. So, thought you'd enjoy that little walkthrough and a little talk about a few things here. They're still hard. The only time I remember to check them is when I'm showing you my garden, so took in another 5 or so tomatoes again. Those yellow ones are really good. They're so sweet. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you're having a nice day. Oh, look at that. There's so much more view. That is great. That is great. These suckers, look at them. Ugh. And I now much more highly value running spike shoes. That was incredibly useful to be able to get up and down that hill. I would not have probably been able to reclimb out of some of the places I got into. So, really, it's a good day for being down in the river. I hope you're having a good one. Bye.